Welcome back to the Arizona Daily Mix. I am so excited about this interview because I'm going to Mars. Okay, I'm not going to Mars, but I'm talking to the gentleman whose team is in Mars right now, Michael Moe with us. Michael, how are you this morning?
Good morning. Yes, doing well. Thank you so much.
So let's talk about your team here, and let's talk about thermal technology that's being used right now in Mars on the rover, which is so cool. What is thermal technology in your company?
Well, thanks for having us. So thermal management is what we do. We come from about a 30-year heritage in building thermal energy management systems for NASA, JPL, Lockheed Martin, and so forth for aerospace defense applications. So thermal management is actually to keep your electronics either warm or cool in extreme temperatures. So in the case of Mars, temperature can swing pretty wildly from minus, I think, 210 degrees all the way to 70 degrees on the positive side. So in this wild swing, you want to keep your electronics cool, and in optimal operating conditions. So we have a technology on the Mars rover. It's part of the Sherlock instrument that it has the laser, the optics, and sensors looking for signs of life on Mars. Okay. So we have our technology to keep all the electronics in optimal operating temperature.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this. You guys are kind of like the cooling system for the rover, kind of. Is that what happens? You're cooling it off?
Yeah. So there is a instrument on it called Sherlock, and that is the main mission for this Mars rover is looking for signs of life, organic life on Mars surface. So that instrument is the eyes and ears to look for the signs of life. So that instrument is obviously very, very sophisticated. It's got laser, sensors, camera, all kind of stuff. So in the extreme temperature swing, minus 210 to 70 degrees, those instruments could be in high stress. So we make the cooling system and sometimes the warming system, depends on what temperature the outside is, to keep the eyes and ears in perfect operating condition.
Okay. This is so mind-boggling. You never even thought about that. But the thing is that this, I mean, it took 2 years to get there to Mars, I think, or something like that, right?
Yeah, it took off I think last July, August. Yeah. I think last end of July. It took about 6 months.
6 months. Okay. There. All right. See,
yeah.
I've been watching too many sci-fi movies. But what's really cool is that the 7 minutes of hell here, what you said felt like 7 years. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, 7 minutes of hell is what they describe when the Mars rover descends from the vehicle to the surface of Mars. And that's a time that you don't have communication or control over the rover. And then so they're in free fall, they're autonomous driving, but it's falling about, I think it's 3 miles per second at the speed, and have to slow down and land. So it's unsettling time, I think. But when you were watching this, I think the NASA folks were, the way they described it, the way they talked through all of us through that process was extremely comforting, bring a lot of confidence. And it was a perfect landing, obviously. And then so when it landed, it was such a joy for everybody to watch.
Yeah, because I mean, they're saying that it's pretty hot there on Mars, and so you were very important to making sure that it got down there just right, with keeping it cool as it started to go through the atmosphere there, right?
Right.
See, I'm learning my science. I like that. Okay, let's change gears a little bit, and let's talk about how you're now helping technology with a racing team. It's the Andretti racing team, and it's their off-road team. We know those vehicles get pretty hot and heated up, and you got it because they go across the desert and stuff. I mean, what are you working with? Can you give us a little bit of what you're working? I don't want to give too many secrets away.
Yeah, no, that's so we start working with the Andretti folks, early this year. Now, obviously, one of the most celebrated racing family in American, his history, the auto sports. Very fortunate to be working with them. So the one that you're talking about is called Extreme E, and that's actually it's the first season that the Andretti United team is involved in. And the first race is actually this Sunday coming up, April 4th, in Saudi Arabia in the hot desert. So it's a EV SUV racing in some of the most environmentally impacted spots in the world, the desert in Saudi Arabia, the beaches of Senegal, glacier in Greenland, Amazon River, and then to really shine a spotlight on climate change and how it's impacting all these spots. So I think we're very fortunate on that. I think we have some videos coming up on some of the races, but the race is on this Sunday. So super excited about that.
Wow, I'll tell you, this is so cool just to be talking to you, because this technology is amazing, especially as we know about 8 billion batteries are used around the world at a time. So you're looking to of course save the planet in a great way and to make it easier. So what's next for the company and you guys?
Yeah, so we're, like you said, we're applying that space technology to the world of lithium-ion battery. So our technology, in addition to on the Mars rover, we're on the International Space Station to keep the astronauts' laptop batteries cool and safe from any kind of fire and explosion. So we're applying that technology with Andretti's to motorsports, at that very high performance, and then take it from there to mass market applications in the energy storage, in EVs, just electrification of all kinds. I think that's super important for this generation, and then that's really going to be the big initiative for us to apply that technology to keep batteries and electronics cooler, lighter, and safer.
All right, Michael, let me ask you this question. NASA calls you right now and says, hey, Michael, listen, one of the batteries is not working. Can you go up and change the battery for us? Would you go?
Yeah, well, first of all, we'll go down in a heartbeat. And number two, actually, this funny you should say we should go. Now, the question is, where do you go? So the next big mission for NASA is actually going back to the moon. So it's called the Artemis Project. 2024, we'll go back to the moon, and we'll actually put the human habitats on the moon by 2028. So now we're working with NASA Marshall to possibly, let's say, 3D print the safe battery on moon.
Oh my gosh!
So you and I, we don't even have to go. We just press a button. It would, the battery will be 3D printed on the moon to kind of repair it. So that's the goal.
Wow, Michael, that's so amazing. All right, tell people how they can find out more about what your company's doing and about these batteries and the way we're changing the world with this type of technology.
Yeah, you can find more information about us on our website, KULR Technology, KULR Technology.com. You can follow us on Twitter, KULR Tech, Instagram, TikTok, KULR Tech, KULR Tech Group. We keep our shareholders and our investors updated through the social media.
Hey, Michael, I'm glad you joined me this morning. I'm glad we were kind of like at Mars together.
Thank you so much, Brad. Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.